Hello everyone, welcome back to another Color With Me video. Today we are continuing to go out of the Comfy Days Cute and Comfy Coloring book by Coco Wyo. I'm just coloring these pages in order and we are on the third page of this series. So thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and all of that fun stuff so I can continue to make these videos. I've been having a lot of fun making these videos. I am pretty new to this, but I would like to continue to go with this. So please like and subscribe. I will be doing a giveaway once I reach 100 followers, which I know is not much, but baby steps here, baby steps. So today we are coloring this scene of a little local market. We got lots of vegetables going on, super cute little scene. So I started with coloring the greenery. I went in with shade 42 from the Smart Art markers. I'm using two different brands of alcohol markers like I have been in the past coloring videos. This is just what I have around. So I went in and colored the greenery here. And then I went in with shade 59 to do the shadows of this, of all of the greenery, the bushes, and then also the grass that's going on in this scene as well. And then for the actual market or the store, I felt like the background of this wall here was a little awkward. I wasn't really sure how to color it in. So I went in and penciled in some lines just to kind of continue the wood here. And then I took a pen, a fine tip pen in 08, and I went over the pencil lines. And then I also kind of extended this sale sign. And these are the Micron pens. So yeah, I just went in and kind of finished out the scene. I just kind of felt like it was awkward, so I kind of wanted to just complete those wood lines. And then I took my Grabbie white acrylic paint marker and I penciled in over where that sale sign kind of stopped originally, and then I just kind of filled that in. And then I went in with this tan shade to color over the line that I had whited out, and so I just used another acrylic paint pen to color in that sales sign, and then also this local market sign. I wanted to keep these signs consistent with their colors, so I went in with this kind of tan shade and colored these both. And now I'm taking a red acrylic marker and going over the black lettering that I just covered up. I thought this was kind of fitting for the sale sign letters, and then again, to keep it consistent, I wanted to do it on the local market sign. Now I'm just going in with a brown shade to kind of color over top of this. This is a Master's Touch acrylic marker, alcohol marker. And this is in the shade 95, and I just kind of went over everything just to smooth out the paint pen that I had just done. So now I'm going to color in the awning of this market. I'm using a yellow and two purple shades here, and I'm going to be creating a flannel pattern. So I'm starting with the shade 38, this pale yellow shade from the Master's Touch alcohol markers to just color the base of it. And then I go in with shade 77 and then also shade 145 from the Master's Touch alcohol markers to do the flannel pattern. So for this, I just start with shade 145 and I'm just making the thicker lines here. These are going to be the thickest lines that I have on this page. And I'm just kind of following the lines of the awning here, or the angles of them. I kind of do angled lines on the top, and then for the kind of draped down part of it, I'm just making them straight vertical, up and down. So I did this across the whole entire awning of this, and then I'm going to go in with the shade 77 and make thinner lines. And I'm going to keep this consistent across the pattern and the order of them across the whole entire pattern. Oh, and I also go in horizontally right away with the shade 145. Same thickness of the lines, same distance apart from each other. Again, just keeping everything consistent for this flannel pattern. I just kind of eyeballed it. I didn't feel like I needed to pencil it in. This is a pretty easy pattern. It's a little bit more complicated and I really like how it turns out, but it's pretty simple where you don't really need to pencil anything in. And so now I'm going in with that shade 77 to make a little bit thinner lines than the ones that I had just done, and just following the same exact angles of those lines, just making them a little bit thinner this time. And I'm just putting these lines to the right, leaving a little bit space in between the thicker lines and these lines, and just putting them to the right of those lines here. I now go in with a fine tip marker, and I'm using a light blue shade, and these are from the Staedtler pens. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce them, but these are just fine line pens, and I liked this light blue color to kind of go with this color scheme here. And these are the thinnest lines, and again, I'm just following the lines that I had already made, and these are to the right of the thinner alcohol marker lines that I just created. And that is the flannel pattern all complete. I'm now going in with this brown shade. This is shade 96, and I'm coloring the background of the market here, so the wood walls. And then I'm also going to color the fence that's kind of in the background as well. I'm using shade 93 from the Master's Touch alcohol markers. This is my go-to shade for shadows for these lighter browns that I have. And this shade, I'm just going in and shadowing all of the walls that I just colored, the wall and the fence. Just going shadows, you kind of want to picture like where the light would be hitting and going on the opposite side and corners of that and putting your shadows in. Then I'm going with the same brand of fine line markers and just using a darker brown shade, and I'm going to give my wood grain effect to the wall of the market and also the fence. So for this, it's just basic lines. Some are straight, some are more curvy and have like little hooks to them. There's really no rhyme or reason for this. It's a super easy pattern. It's just very mindless when I do it. And I go in and do all of these all of the wood for the market and the fence here. Now I'm going to go in with shade 103, and I'm going to color this like wood box or whatever, all of this like container that's holding all of the produce and the vegetables here. This is shade 103 from Master's Touch alcohol markers. And now I'm going in with shade 22 from the Smart Art marker, and I'm going to be start to color our produce here. So I'm going to color the carrots here, and this is kind of where everything gets a little chaotic. I kind of bounce around of coloring different things. This one was just kind of a complicated page to color, but I really like how it turned out in the end. So I'm now going to go in and color my lettuce. I'm using shade 167 and 59 to color in like the lettuce or cabbage, and I'm kind of altering them. If you, I use these kind of the same technique to color in like watermelon in a previous page that I've done. So I just kind of alter these colors and kind of blend them in. We're kind of going a little fast here. I'm just coloring in all of the produce here. So I used shade 81 for the eggplant. I'm using 107 and 96 to color in the potatoes here. And I'm using shade 43 to kind of color in all of these stems and like greenery of the vegetables that I just colored in. Again, things get a little chaotic here. This is kind of a chaotic color for me, but everything turned out in the end and all came together. I'm going back in with that same 22 shade that I colored the carrots. I'm going to color in the pumpkin. And then I'm using shade 107 yet again to color in these, I'm guessing they're like some type of squash here, kind of close by the pumpkin. And then I'm going in with shade 95 to color in the bags that our little duck or chick friend and our ladybug friend are holding the produce in. And now I'm going in with 102 to give some shadows to everything that I've colored so far, specifically the crate that all of the produce is in. So I'm just going in, adding shadows wherever I feel they are necessary. Now for a little bit of a different color, I'm going in with shade 3 from the Smart Art marker, and I colored in the flowers and then the bag that our bunny friend is holding, and then I also am going in to color the bow the same color just to kind of keep it unified and kind of keep some of the same colors going on in the scene. And then I'm going in with a light pink shade. This is shade 137 from Master's Touch to color in the little heart of the bag and then the boots that the bunny is wearing. And now I'm just kind of coloring the bread that the chick is holding in the bag. I go in with that 107 shade and then a brown shade to color in the shadows. And now I'm going to color the ladybug. So this has a couple different colors for it. I used shade 107 again. This was a frequent shade, and colored kind of the base of the ladybug. I go in with shade 11 from the Smart Art marker to color the red part of like the shell. I don't really know what to call it. And then I go in with warm gray 8 from the Master's Touch markers to color in like the black parts of the ladybug. I don't want to go in with a pitch black because I think it can get too dark. This really dark warm gray shade worked out really nicely. And then I also go in with a lighter gray shade too to color kind of like the belly and then also some parts of the arms. And then I use that same dark warm gray 8 to color in the hands of the ladybug. And I think the ladybug turned out super cute. I'm going in yet again with some more shadows. I didn't really do this when I should have, but I kind of remembered to do some of the shadows, so I go back in and add more shadows of the produce that we already colored. And now I'm coloring the little chick. From one of the other videos that I did, I made this duck with the shade 35, and I thought it turned out a little too darker than I wanted it to, so I'm going back in with the light shade 38 from the Master's Touch markers. I'm using shade 35 to do the shadows, and then 34 for the beak and the feet of the duck. And I think that turned out really cute, really light chick colored. And so now I am coloring another produce here, and I was so stuck on this vegetable. I had no idea what kind of vegetable this was. If you guys know what kind of vegetable this was or what I should have colored it, please let me know. But I decided to turn this into corn on the cob because my family, we have like a farm stand up north in Wisconsin, and we are famous in the up north area for selling sweet corn. So that is what I turned this vegetable into. So I decided to color the main part of the vegetable yellow, and then I took my same Micron fine tip pen in 08 and made little dots all over the vegetable to make it look like sweet corn. And I really liked how this turned out, because I had no idea what vegetable this was. So I colored the corn with the shade 35, and then I went in with 34 to kind of give some darker kernels of the corn here, and I think it turned out really cute. I also went in with shade 160 or 169 for the kind of like ear or the green parts of the corn. I'm really bad at my terminology here, but now going into color the bunny, I went in with the CG 0.5 cool gray for the body, and then CG3 in the smart art marker to color the shadows. And we had finally made it to the highlights. This is where everything kind of comes together. I was so looking forward to adding my highlights for this page because I was doubting myself on this one, I'm not gonna lie. And that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Not everything is perfect or not everything is how you want it, but adding my white highlights made this all come together. And for my highlights, I put them on the opposite sides and corners of where I put my shadows, and that really makes everything look like it's kind of popping out, as if like where the light was hitting on all of these things, that's where you put the shadows. So finally, everything kind of came together with that. And then for just a final touch, I went in and colored kind of the prices for these two vegetables on the wall here in the red acrylic marker. And this is the page all complete. Holy cow, I did not think this was going to come together. I was kind of chaotically coloring this page, if that's even a word, but I think it turned out really cute and vibrant and kind of like a summer day of going to the local market. I don't know, let me know what you think and what I should have colored otherwise. I'm always kind of looking for feedback and whatnot, and now that I'm realizing it, I didn't even color like the little corner of the sky, but you know what, that's okay. Thank you all for coloring with me today. I would so appreciate it if you could like and subscribe so I can post more of these. I'll see you next time.